as well. I want to see what kind of pressure environment or what kind of limits he could maybe reach, because I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I haven't really watched much gameplay of him in particular, but I've seen some of the numbers he's put up with the squad, and he seems like he's able to sort of sometimes take over games. So in a lot of ways, I want this to be a bit more of a bumpier ride for AMKAL. I want Icy to show what he's made of, but I also want Ruby to feel validated that they put up a good effort versus the Guild Eagles, and that it's not just them having a bad day at the office, that they actually have come into this Chengdu qualifier with a purpose.
Dex. Again, taking the silencer off. I kind of respect it. Kind of respect it.
Take a P2K, no?
That's why it just doesn't make any sense. Who knows?
He just keeps forgetting he has the USP on.
Right, where are we? Grouping B for AMKAL. Got one player mid. That is Crad. Sowalio is backside. We've got Winter here in construction. The window, the jump up area. Going to be quick on the rotate. That's an absolute ripper of a first frag. Make it 2. Have we got a highlight coming? Any more from here is just gold dust. 4 found. Crad was way off. It was never going to be the ace, but that is brutal. And given the fashion of that first map, that's how you get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's a good way to get a confident jump up. Nice all headshots, 4 kills for Sowalio, which is what it took for them to get the first round to their name on Ancient. Nice Sowalio 4K, so gets the ball rolling early. AMKAL, of course, not getting a plant, so no forced buy, no real investment, only a singular flash in Nickelback's hands. Maybe hope to catch them out with that flash. Aggressive into the B steps with the SMG, a rifle right behind it as well, so while the flash sailed out, neither player was all too affected. Nor do they care too much. This was the setup that they were hoping for, but they found a couple of kills. Forrester had his P250 rewarded with a frag, but nothing further. So 2 deaths, but they keep all their rifles. And Ruby can reinvest, get that AWP out nice and quickly into Moon's hands.
Onwards and upwards. Okay. Guns are out for AMKAL. This Vertigo, traditionally for these teams, I'm talking 1 win and earlier in Tropic, has always been home turf. Very comfortable for players like Forrester and Nickelback in terms of the calling. Travis always been doing work as well. So I expect good things. Opening kill, the way of Travis. Way to start. With a boost going down on the CT side is trying to get a reprisal. Nobody spotted just yet. And AMKAL, they're backing out. They're rerouting. They're giving up this A control. Very content just to sit back on Travis's entries and maybe let AMKAL make the next move. Look how much they've frozen. They've fully stopped. They're just waiting for some information.
And they must have been watching quite vehemently at the last time Ruby played Vertigo, because they liked going aggressive in these mid rounds, especially when they were down players. So yeah, good call for them to freeze, but no one actually going to play forward here on Ruby. Instead, playing further back, maybe re-aggressing in through middle, see if they can suss out a lurking player, but not to be. No one home in that regard for AMKAL, so there could be a fast flank potentially lined up if Dex decide to push the limits from there. But they're rerouting back over towards B, and that's not the site that Ruby have the most defenses. Completely vacant. Dex won't get here in time to really stop it. He jumps out, spotted generators. They know that he's out and about and trying to fight around that smoke. He'll find Travis, and that bomb planter does still commit to the plant, but that's a lot of good damage out of Dex. 2 kills and the headshot onto Crad does weaken things up for the retake.
Still another smoke though. So when these are faded, much time left. There's a flashbang if they wanted to go through, and Winter does get a kill through. Crad is very low. Crad's playing it well. He snuck in behind. This doesn't feel on. smoke, but surely gets flanked.
Ooh.
Doesn't actually die, but time is going to come at a big problem. Gets on that defuse. And he's a sitting duck. First round on the board for AMKAL.
Start with a 2-man advantage, and it does get, you know, a little dicey towards the end there, just having those 2 remaining players, but yeah, just a very hard retake and really hard situation for Ruby to read much into. Unless they aggressed perfectly to find isolated duels, kind of no way that should have fallen out of AMKAL's favor. They come back in with another buy, but because they prioritize getting that AWP out so quickly, one of the limitations they'll have is only having these 3 rifles. Spam from Forrester. Wow, actually off the mark initially, but a quick sort of parting gift as he was about to give up the angle. Finds the headshot. They found a kill elsewhere as well at B. So not the hottest of prospects. Still, Moon has slid his way down Ivy and will be within earshot to have heard Forrester give up position. So there could be a chance at a fast flank. It's all about how long Sowalio is able to delay, but he's getting wrapped in from both sides. So not much that he could have mustered up in that regard. I think this is a call to save. Yeah, Moon not fancying his chances on the hunt. But he will find Forrester, and that could be a nice upgrade for Dex.
Around he comes. But AMKAL starting to spool up. Fully bought in Marubi on this one. Of course, they didn't save a great deal, anything at all, coming into this round, so it's never going to be easy to muster a good buy. Dex is still on a FAMAS for now. But you can find an AK.
Yeah, he's going down and picking up that M4.
There we go. That's more like it. Okay.
See, they bought all of those rifles into that round off of just the reserve cash that they had floating. Because they didn't save anybody. It was the 1 versus 2. They died. And I feel like they actually could have taken a save and actually came out with a decent buy, but it does make the buying pattern a little bit odd. So maybe not feeling the most comfortable in doing so.
I mean, if you want the honest truth, I think they should have saved in the before it went to an afterplant. The player that committed around Gen. Yeah, he got 2 kills in the MP9, but that was a 1 in 10 move.
This is a interesting triple boost, though.
Why not? I assume he's fully accurate up here.
Yep. Oh, Travis saw. Oh, God. Moon takes a headshot, but he doesn't die for his troubles. That does not look like the best triple boost.
It's also, when you're playing those sort of angles, it's really critical what's behind you, because it's like, how easy are you going to spot the head? And I feel like big blue sky might make it a little bit easier if you know, if there's some tarpaulin or whatever concrete behind. It can be a little bit more tricky, but human eye and all that. I think it stands a much better chance of spotting that boost just because it's so illuminated.
Yeah, something is out of the ordinary here.
Where are these rifles? They're both here? Yes, they are. Okay. One towards Ivy, one's behind these players on the crane. There's no flashes, so they'll just be playing off contact. I know they're just going to swing. Off they go. See the sandbags molly, and the game is afoot. 2 kills make it 3 for those rifles, so it's not a bad day in the office. The problem is Pistol's not getting anything out of that. It's just Sowalio. All the guns are dropped from the other side of the site. Trying to find a head. Decent try, but not to be, and AMKAL survived.
Yeah, I mean, considering the work that Sowalio put in on the pistol round, thought he had more than enough shots, really, to punish Forrester out in the open, but just couldn't pull it together. Getting aim punched in between shots as well doesn't help. So yeah, back in with a full buy. We'll see whether they want to get aggressive. We saw a lot of early fights being taken by Sowalio over at B, kind of punishing Rigon for kind of aggressive defaulting. So Dex as well do good work on his sort of mid and A defenses. It's a quite passive start from both sides. Neither really running with the spawns nor pushing their limits as such. That's a little late take of ramp though, and Cade's overwhelmed. Moon wasn't in a position to really support. Just gets that Molotov down to stop any sort of presenting progress over to this A site. And he does have a teammate now backing him up, covering off his short side. This is where AMKAL are more than comfortable to freeze and just let them run with zero information.
Ooh, it's a good kill. Evens the odds. Bomb rerouting now for AMKAL. I think they were committed B, but thinking twice. 40 seconds to play with, so have options, but this time will dwindle. Dex commits sandbags. There's a molly on Nickelback.
They're going to molly it again.
You reckon? I think they might save it for the site. Oh no. Here it comes. Peeks before it. Honestly, to get a kill out of that isn't so bad. Bomb soon to be planted. Sometimes default allotting a little bit of space as Forrester intent again on finding some damage through the smoke. And then we get into the after plant. Is there really no kits for the CT side?
Yeah.
That could be a problem.
No kits, no smoke, and low health on a couple of these players, so not exactly the most convincing retake attempt, but Moon finding that first kill rather quickly, and Winter as well combining, so now it's just up onto Travis's shoulders. First kill's a little labored, but sticking a 10-second defuse when you know you're weakened on both these players. Sowalio, high ground taken, and he'll find Travis, capitalizing on some of that earlier damage Winter found. It didn't look like the most compelling retake, but it's a very fast-footed one at that for Ruby.
That kill from Winter was a zinger. I wonder if he pre-fired. It looks so fast onto the player behind the sandbags. That was amazing. And a pause in from AMKAL. Their money is a little bit disjointed. Icy could drop a rifle. Forrester 2, maybe he'll drop a Galil and get a full belt of utils. There's definitely cash here to buy, but they're recognizing that they're getting pushed a little bit to the brink here, so have a quick conversation. It's not like Ruby's money is good. They lose this round with nobody alive. They're on a very low eco.
I think as well, just having a discussion about what went wrong in that post plan and how not to have that happen again, because it's not like Ruby forced them into a lot of awkward duels. They just swarmed them back on the retake.
Was it Icy that planted? It felt like he could have got back from default to me.
I think he had the timing too.
We had the smoke to the right-hand side. Maybe there was a bit of a sliver if he tried to get back behind the crane. He was scared of. I'm not sure, but he was kind of
Forrester fighting from sandbags.
Yeah, he was kind of dead to rights, and if he's going to commit default, he kind of needs his teammates to take that contact, and they never really did. So, not quite on the same page. You're right.
Well, this is a nice read here from Sowalio. Trying to boost up. Travis, dead man walking. Well, you might have had enough time to reset, pre-aim in towards default, but Sowalio already so close and ready for that boost. And he can vacate. He gets out as soon as he finds that frag. A nice opener here for Ruby.
Crad here. Had the info, it's 2B for Ruby. That's why he's a little bit more compelled to take some space. His teammates are grouped towards A ramp. Ruby opting for a passive approach. Actually a bit low on util. Katel has a Molotov, and Forrest is just going to swing. There's a player close. Big duel. Nickelback, the player to win that. Makes it 2. Forrester, the point man, but it's Nickelback to find the frags. And this defense is falling apart. This was a man advantage for Ruby. Smoke goes in from Dex, but at some point, Crad is going to spring his trap as well. Here comes Crad in from behind. Sowalio's down. It's a nice kill from Dex, but they're getting absolutely strangled here. Crad will be in soon. They're just going to stick the defuse. No way. Icy, he does peek. Okay, I was getting nervous there. Winter finds 2. He's not planted for Crad as he gets on that defuse. Crad, you need to peek. You need to peek. How on earth have these guys pulled off the retake? Ruby, despite being completely surrounded, somehow win that.
I'm in awe. first player out, sticking the defuse at first, must have thrown AMKAL into an absolute panic. There's no way they'd stick it. They know Krad's on the flank. They know that we're still ramp. And sure enough, he stuck it. And then, yeah, like you're saying, it wasn't planted for Krad. And Krad just didn't believe he'd stick it when he knew he had bad position. Wild. These players are not batting an eye in the face of death. I know that rounds are all that matter, but here's the slow creep up from ramp. Forrester leading the way and had Nickelback alongside him. It's that 1-2 combo. Once again, they break into this A bomb site, but this time with a man advantage and everybody here to play. But Travis oversteps.
That was on B. Travis was just trying to lock down, you know, the lurking presence, and he does lose that duel, so it is even. Should be an advantageous scenario for AMKAL, especially if they get this kill. Yeah, okay. The smoke is annoying. It causes some problems. I don't see a kit on the CT side, and there's no way they would have won the last round without that. So it is a nice round from AMKAL, and as much as they lost the after plan before this, they did learn a lesson, didn't they? That you can creep up A unsighted and a swing, and it works twice in a row. At least the execute itself. That was a good call.
Yeah, I got real nervous. I thought Travis was a part of the pack when they started taking deep space in towards CT and challenging towards elevator, but yeah, there's a greater amount of composure and good recognition of a gap in that Ruby defense.
The money's gone for Ruby. Look at this force buy. It is dreadful. Body armor, pistols, couple smokes already being deployed. This is not easy on the eyes. Cade has pushed. He must have pushed mid and got down ladder. Okay, maybe he can spring a trap. All 5 for AMKAL are on the ramp. It looks like Travis is periodically checking behind, so see if that flank comes into play. But for now, Lion's Den stuff for AMKAL. A lot of players here. Counter smokes are coming out. Forrester somehow gets up Ivy. And kills are flooding the other way. Okay. Moon for one. Winter for another. Another goes the way of Cade. That's on the flank. Finally activated. Krad's got through behind the smokes. There's 2 players on the site proper. Krad may have played an absolute blinder here. Doesn't expect the second player. How does he keep doing this? Just Krad things. Honestly.
Yeah, it might just be. I don't know how he gets away with that second kill. Was completely unaware that they'd be double walking back through those smokes. The fact he got into that spot and the way he was playing it, he was crouched kind of off-angling to the right where his legs were showing and his head could have been vulnerable. Very awkward fights, but hey, Krad will sometimes just deliver you weird rounds. I feel like Krad is a master at that.
Unexpected. What is the master of? That was a big moment in this game. That was a full force buy. Look at the eco here for Ruby. Yes, AMKAL lost a lot of numbers. Yes, their economy was blunted. But this buy is so dreadful. This investment is so low for Ruby that they got a massive chance now just to bank some cash going to the very end of this half.
Oh, what?
How the heck has Cade got in behind? AK recovered. Thank God somebody was on notice. Another kill off the back of the USPs. This is... I'm not going to call it clean. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm biting my tongue. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Could you imagine being Forrester? You just hear a random step behind you, just hoping that's a teammate.
Nickelback, is that you? Is that you? It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Final Destination stuff. Wow.
Well, it was a little hectic, a little weird. But here's AMKAL still keeping it straight.
Yeah, I mean, it's T-side. It's more about the economy and just applying pressure. This AMKAL will be the first to admit that this hasn't been their cleanest Counter-Strike. They're playing much cleaner Counter-Strike on Ancient. But they've just kept the money so bad for Ruby on so many rounds. even this investment is not going to be perfect. I don't think there's going to be an AWP in play. No, there won't. Somebody please buy a kit. Please.
Winter, surely. No, I mean, he's got the MAC-10, so he just he wants to fight close or something.
If it comes down to an afterplant, a close one at that, I'm not going to be impressed.
Especially with how invaluable it's been in the previous rounds they've won.
Moon's bought head armor. Get a kit, bro.
But he's also got 2k floating, so maybe they won't need a kit. Maybe they won't get to the bomb site. Sowalio trying to lock them down outside of B, and he succeeds in finding his 2 kills. Winter as well collecting on one himself. And I think he took a dink in there. Took a bit of damage. Maybe the head armor helped.
Very nice.
A bit more aggressive from Ruby this time over, but because he found an advantage doesn't mean that this round will be all laid out for you. Both these B players heavily wounded, and Winter swinging with the flash, hoping to catch a player blinded or caught off guard, but into a 2-on-4. They did hear that nade convert on some damage onto Crad. They're still playing up close on that low health player in Sowalio. This must be...
If Sowalio gets spammed. Damned is an applicable word to Crad. His kill, okay. This player's really low too. No, not to be. But yeah, I mean, we've seen quite a few rounds of AMKAL defaulting up A and whatever, getting aggressive off the back of that. So it was nice for Ruby not to allow AMKAL to play their own round. They just decided we're going to fight B lobby, and that was just what the doctor ordered.
They may not have had kits last round, but they have all the money in reserve to have kits on everybody now. Last round of the half, AMKAL, of course, coming in with another buy. They still had floating funds. See if this is a little bit more successful. Ruby looking to get aggressive over towards ramp, just fighting out in the open. No ramp smoke, no nothing. They do slide a player down to bottom ramp. A nade, a flash. They're going to see if they can keep these players back from the entrance of A. Forrester is playing it safe. Jump spotting, trying to throw some utility to keep them busy. Cade for now will not be the one to move, but actually kind of forced back. Smoke actually hits him as well. Meanwhile, Travis aggressing into the B bomb site and finding the double entry. That's exactly what AMKAL needed. All his attention drawn towards that A bomb site. And it's Travis that takes the space, takes the room, and finds some open territory to play off of. Flash in, Crad playing close to the gens, and he'll floor Dex, just trying to play ahead.
Cade can win this round. Cade can still do this, because he passed Forrester ships in the night on A.
Oh dear.
Forrester fought. There was nobody there. I guess they might be scared of a mid push. It's the only thing that could stay in AMKAL's favor. Oh, it's so labored. What a shame. Had his teammate stayed alive, maybe something to be done, but not to be. Final round of the half goes the way of AMKAL. Very close now to sealing their place in the upper bracket final.
Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Backpack, Kippen und Drinks gegen Tristess. Großstadtbild, komm mir nicht weg. Kopf fragt, mach kein Pisstest, nein. Ich will nicht auf deine Party gehen. Nein. Engel und Teufel tanzen Schwansee. Von deinen Lippen tropft der Chardonnay. Ich küss ihn weg, bevor du schlafen gehst. Sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir uns sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Faded auf den Wohnzimmerdielen. Baby, sag, wieso sind wir hier? Kann sein, dass wir den Boden verlieren. Wir heben ab morgens um 4. Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg. Ich sitz auf meiner Fensterbank, die Nacht zieht vorbei. Ich blick über den Tellerrand, trinke Sekt auf Eis. Ein Teufel und ein Engel tanzen auf dem Parkett. Vielleicht sind wir unsterblich, müssen nie wieder weg.
Welcome back, and I'll tell you what, I've just had it in my ear from production. They are so eager for this to still go the distance. They'd love Ruby to make a comeback and keep this series going.
Yep, I heard the exact same thing. It's an eyewitness testimony. And I can't blame them. Ruby have shown some compelling Counter-Strike today, but not so much against AMKAL. Some rounds of recovery, sure. This pistol would go a long way. Travis playing close, and the flash timing could not have been better placed. Nickelback in support. In fact, the secondary flash does even better. 2 more headshots here for Travis, just gunning away on these dualies, and a player underneath Dex. He was going to go cleared, hitting the quick headshot, dealing with Travis finally. But Ruby starting 2 men down in a pistol where they were set to try and make something happen on B. It's now been ground to a complete halt.
That was illegal. You can't do that, Travis. And that has not done good things to Ruby's chances. Even if they lose this pistol, a bomb plant is sort of massive value, and Forrester has another death, but it's a nice kill from Dex, but 7 HP. I don't rate his chances all too much. 30 seconds left. It's gotta be B. And surely just a matter of time until he meets a lead end. He's gonna peek first. Here goes Dex. Like the quad can swing. And clean as can be. No bomb plant. Mr. Travis. We enjoyed that.
Yeah. There's may have been 3 kills for Travis, but Nickelback gets the silent MVP for that one. Those flashes were beautiful. Just surprised how efficient the second flash was as well. Yeah, pretty brutal way to lose a round. Blind, dead, and then the round is pretty well cooked from there. Ruby in with the force buy, even though they didn't get the bomb plant in. They see their chances slipping away.
This is a bold force. They could have saved into AKs. Maybe feeling like they're already a little bit up against the wall. This is a big round. B split nades are in. Icy only has Julies to try and lock down the mid prong. Travis drops some good util though. And now those rotates are coming. Crad doing work too. Travis may go down in the end, but Crad has done more than his fair share. He's a little bit low though. But it doesn't seem to matter. Icy is on location. Julie's in hand, and Moon doesn't have the bomb. Just a Tech 9. And I think this force buy ultimately is not going to pay off.
Almost felt like a bit of a mismatch. Winter sending it over the window when it was Molotov'd, while some of his teammates just lingered around that smoke, waiting for the Molotov to disperse. One wants to keep the pressure applied, the others want to slow things down. And Moon here on this low HP, not much of a hope against the M4 of Nickelback. Even if he'd hit the headshot, not enough to put him in. So AMKAL, yeah, they deal with that force buy pretty handily.
Yeah. It's all the util, isn't it? Because I guarantee you in the dry runs, Ruby run that strat, and they're like, this is incredible. This is amazing.
Yeah. They didn't
the mollies are down, the flashes are over, we're swinging over. And then, it's the old adage of no plan survives first contact. It's like, well, what happens when somebody puts a smoke down on that Molotov on the window area of the ledge? How do you react? Some of them cancelled, some of them were in two minds, others were going over the top, and as you're saying, that's the biggest crime, is just not being on the same page. That is a death sentence. And they paid a heavy price. This round, heavier eco. They have managed to produce a hero AK. That's on Cade. I think I'd like to see that on Dex, to be honest. But even so, the Tech 9 from Dex is doing work okay. Maybe we should pay attention to this round.
Still a kill back from Nickelback. Still in it with equal numbers are AMKAL, even with all that aggression, those 2 kills from Dex. There's maybe some territory to be gained over at B, but Travis is still holding a deep line around those generators, waiting for a potential lurk to pull through. They know that this hasn't been a commitment in from Ruby as of yet, but they still don't have a firm read. Nade is decent. Some damage done, but now a step given over via Sowalio, so should have reinforcements coming his way soon enough. Travis, nice first kill. Player closing the gap is Moon on that P250, and they just cannot line or find Travis on this bomb site. Even with that recovered rifle, Travis outguns them all.
Elusive. Elusive. They made a couple of these rounds compelling, Ruby, on their lesser buys, but no cigar, and with MR12, we're running out of scope here to turn this series around. This buy is good. Moon has no util, that's presumably because he dropped the AK a little bit earlier. Okay, let's see how they want to default. 3 towards A, early nade is from Dex. Dissuade any aggression in towards yellow, out from Ivy. There's something behind the smoke. Teammates behind him holding the ramp side, and Icy finding a dual one found. Surely gets spammed. I can't believe he's not dead. Surely Dex is going to finish off. No! The damage is massive, but no frags.
I thought for sure he was going to either hunt down that AWP or catch Nickelback off guard. He ends up with neither. Neither of the reality we sit in. I could have been a way back in an equalizer. And instead, it's 2 to the worse for Ruby. Oh, and Forrester has collected on another kill.
Yeah,
Set
it's
up
crumbling,
for the boost.
isn't it? It's crumbling. I guess with a plant, they can buy again in the following. It's just they're running out of rope before they fall off this cliff, off the skyscraper. Definitely feels like it's headed the way of AMKAL this game, and in a fairly dominant fashion too. There are low HP players on this site, but I just don't know how you find them. Icy is so far back. The rotates are through. Icy, despite the low HP, still finds a frag, and this bomb is not getting planted. Nickelback is acting as the death blow. He's going to catch Winter off guard as well. 5 players alive. Crad even grabs an AK for his trouble, and it's just a shame because I really don't want for the people watching that were watching earlier's game for this to jade it. Ruby really did play some great Counter-Strike, and there's different styles of teams. There's the adrenaline spikes of going through that first series. Maybe they left a lot on the server, and it's going to be a little bit depressing, isn't it, if it ends in this fashion?
Yeah, a bit deflating after a moment of elation in that first round. They've been brought back down to earth by AMKAL. But they've done more damage than Incilio did. Already 5 rounds, but that's not saying much. That's just all the testament to the strength of AMKAL at the moment. Locked out of A ramp. They go in with a cobbled together buy. They have an AK, pistols that surround it. They're just hoping that they can pull something through with this, do some damage, make it competitive. Burst in to this B bomb site. Flashes are good. Sowalio closing the gap, and Travis playing round with that smoke. Finds the first on the entry. Dex able to close the gap, though, and find the double. Dex has been great all day long, and may just be the accelerant they need to find another round. 6 could be on the calling card here for Ruby, and it's looking more and more likely. Forrester chiming back with another round those smokes, but he spammed 2. Dex finally floored, and that AK now retrieved by Moon, playing close to those generators. Only the player spotting in at the white box, but Winter now spammed to low HP. Forrester, it's like these smokes don't even exist for him. A 3rd kill round it, and Winter's so low health that they can only watch and pray that he could have pulled it off. Forrester, 4 kills on the retake when it looked like Ruby had done just enough. There comes that man.
Is that allowed? That was wild. I mean, he had a couple kills on Ancient that were a bit frisky, but wow. Forrester's having a day. And that was a 4-on-2 for Ruby. Whichever way you cut it, that's got to be a conversion if you're going to beat the likes of AMKAL. And it doesn't come off. 7 chances then. There is a lower bracket, but there are some big hitters in that lower bracket now for Ruby to face up against, so it's hardly an enticing prospect. Forrester, did he? I guess he took some bullets before the molly damage. That is not an ideal start for him. Dex is proving himself individually. He just needs a bit of cavalry, doesn't he, in these rounds?
Yeah, another double entry. This time not much punch behind it. No acceleration from Ruby. Moon, slow creep into short, but it's enough. Head was actually covered by the route that he took. So Nickelback couldn't collect on that kill quite quick enough. But they're low health. Committing to this plant could be a death sentence if one of those low health players decides to punch in those digits. As an HE lined up by Icy, a Molotov that can follow. All really Travis needs to do is keep himself alive. Winter's the healthy player, so that nade sailing out, doing decent damage. The following Molotov going to be dispersed by the smoke, so it could have been worse. But Ruby are wounded for this hold, for this post plant. There's a smoke available on Icy as well. They can really apply pressure, force these Ruby players out into disadvantageous fights, but Icy gets caught trying to deploy that smoke. The first kill from Travis. No one can trade their health. No one can take a duel straight up against this lonely CT, but tapping that bomb, realizing that there's no one swinging from short. They have to be coupled together. They have to be playing together, but Dex now revealing himself, going back down that ramp, and Travis is simply out of time. All the kills, sure, but he'll lose his life to the bomb as well. No survivors still around for Ruby.
A great one from Dex. Big entries. Making space. Does so much of the heavy lifting in that round. And of course, the one-on-one has the presence of mind just to back off. He knows time was in his favor. So at least on the way out the door in this series, Dex is proving himself. He had a great series earlier, and we said it at the start of the day. There is guaranteed to be some good prospects in this team. And Dex mechanically looks good. Has shown himself to be, you know, a good decision maker as well. I'm sure he's got a bit to learn, but has had his great moments today. So no matter where this goes in the end for Ruby, what a day it's been for Dex. And do not underestimate the power of just having a couple good days in one tournament. As soon as somebody takes notice, that can be all the difference.
Well, he won't have much to say in this round. Neither will Moon, both floored by Forrester. They might have won the last round, but they came in with such little utility. Smokes and flashes, that was about all they had to muster around these rifles. No one bending down to a Galil. Everyone wanted AKs, and they may bite the bullet as a result of it. Forrester even finding a third frag. Nickelback was swinging with him, and they're just confined to short. Icy's boxed them in. It's only Sowalio. It was a commendable effort, but AMKAL are here to play. Sowalio, 1 kill, but Nickelback there to answer. It's a 13-6. It's a complete shutout in our 2 best-of-3s that AMKAL have played today. They look solid.
That best of 3 was shorter than AMKAL. No, sorry, Ruby. Ruby killed Eagles map 1.
Yeah.
That is.